Hey everyone, ready to unlock your best golf swing?
You ever wonder why copying those pro moves never seems to work?
Today, we're diving into swing archetypes. The idea that your most powerful swing is already inside you, just waiting to be unleashed.
It's true.
We often try to force ourselves into a perfect mold instead of understanding what our bodies naturally want to do.
And that's where Terry Rouse comes in.
He's a golf instructor using some seriously cool AI tech to break down swings, and his insights are eye-opening. We're digging into a recent talk he gave.
And I can't wait to unpack this.
So first things first.
What exactly are swing archetypes?
Imagine this. Some golfers are built to swing like a powerful, winding-up tornado, while others are more like a smooth, precise pendulum.
Neither is wrong. But trying to be a tornado when you're a pendulum is a recipe for disaster on the green.
Okay, I'm feeling that visual.
So how do we know which one we are?
Rawls has identified 9 main archetypes based on how our bodies naturally move.
Starting with the upper body.
Think about it. When you swing your arms, do your elbows naturally tuck in close or flare out a bit?
Interesting. I never thought about it that way.
So some of us are elbow-in swingers.
Others are elbow out, and neither is wrong.
It's about finding what's natural for you.
Precisely.
He uses pro golfers as examples. Rory McIlroy, with his tight elbows, has a very on-top swing.
While Xander Schauffele, with a wider stance and lower hands, has more of that under action.
2 very different styles.
Both incredibly effective.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this is different from the usual one-size-fits-all golf advice.
But there's more to it than just the arms, right?
Absolutely.
We've also got to look at the lower body. Those hips and legs are the engine of your swing.
Do you tend to rotate around your lead hip?
Your trail hip.
Or more through the center?
Rawls compares it to a gate. Are you swinging around a left post, the right post, or smoothly through the middle?
So if I'm picturing this right,
I could be an elbow in, right post swinger.
which is totally different from someone who's elbow out, center post, and so on.
Suddenly, those 9 archetypes make sense.
But how does knowing all this actually translate to a better swing?
That's where it gets really cool.
Rawls isn't about forcing you to change how your body naturally wants to move.
He's all about maximizing what you're already bringing to the table.
So instead of trying to eliminate variations in our swings.
You should be embracing them.
Exactly.
Those variations are often the key to unlocking a whole new level of performance.
Rawls argues that even those little quirks you might consider flaws could actually be your secret weapons if you understand how to work with them.
This is already a game changer.
But before we dive into the specifics of each archetype,
Rawls is a big believer in addressing some fundamentals first, right?
he talks a lot about the importance of grip,
He does.
and for good reason.
He compares the hands to finely tuned instruments.
Using this fascinating analogy of the homunculus man.
Homunculus man.
Okay.
You've officially piqued my curiosity.
What is that all about?
Imagine a figure of a man where the size of each body part corresponds to how sensitive it is to touch,
The hands.
especially the fingertips.
They're huge GE. It really highlights how important our hands are in sensing and controlling the club.
They're our direct connection to the swing.
Rawls emphasizes that even subtle grip adjustments can have a huge impact on your swing path and how the club face meets the ball.
So it's not just about finding a grip that feels comfy. It's about finding the grip that syncs up with your unique movement pattern. A&D helps you square the club face consistently.
It's like fine-tuning a race car for optimal performance.
Exactly.
And that's where a knowledgeable coach can be a game changer.
They can help you identify your tendencies
Maybe you tend to grip the club too tightly without even realizing it.
and guide you toward adjustments that just click for your swing.
Makes total sense. I've definitely been guilty of trying to fix my swing mid-round after a bad shot.
Any advice from Rawls on that front?
He actually cautions against constantly trying to fix those errant shots.
It's like putting a Band-Aid on a deeper issue.
Instead,
He encourages golfers to understand why they hit that bad shot in the first place.
so instead of reacting to the symptom,
Because that's slicer hook.
we need to diagnose the root cause.
Precisely.
Allah.
Those reactions just add layers of inconsistency to your swing.
It's back to the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Grip, setup, alignment, making sure everything's in harmony with your natural movement patterns.
All right, get the foundation right.
And the rest will follow.
So once we've got a solid grip,
What's next in the Rawls method?
setup and posture are next.
And here's where that path of least resistance idea comes into play again.
Rawls believes your stance should feel balanced, athletic.
And allow for free rotation.
It's not forced or unnatural.
That makes a lot of sense.
If you're all twisted up like a pretzel just to address the ball.
It's no wonder your swing feels off.
Exactly.
He stresses that things like ball position, spine tilt, even how you distribute your weight can make a huge difference.
And just like with grip,
There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
it's all about finding what works best for your body in your swing archetype.
For example,
Someone with limited flexibility
Hmm?
might need a wider stance than someone who's incredibly mobile.
So it's about personalization, tailoring your setup to your unique needs and physical abilities.
Makes sense.
Okay,
So we've covered grip.
we've talked about setup.
What comes next?
This is where it gets really exciting because Rawls introduces specific drills and exercises designed to optimize those natural movement patterns we've been talking about.
Remember,
It's not about changing how you move.
but rather enhancing it.
Okay, give me an example.
What kind of drills are we talking about?
One concept he focuses on is sway gap.
Imagine this. You're standing with your arms straight out in front of you.
Then you turn to the right and then to the left.
The distance between your chest and the wall,
Yeah.
that's your sway gap.
Okay, I'm visualizing it.
So how does that translate to the golf swing?
It represents the relationship between your upper and lower body as you swing,
Some golfers have a large sway gap,
meaning they move a lot laterally,
while others have a smaller one.
staying more centered.
Rawls uses drills to help golfers find their optimal sway gap based on their archetype.
For someone who tends to oversway,
He might have them practice hitting balls with their feet closer together.
forcing them to be more centered and rotate more efficiently,
It's like tricking your body into moving more efficiently.
almost like a shortcut to better mechanics.
Exactly.
And he often uses video analysis to show golfers what's really happening in their swing.
You'd be surprised how much visual feedback can improve your understanding.
It's one thing to feel it, but seeing it is a whole other level.
Right.
And he has this one drill for golfers struggling to maintain their spine angle through impact.
Which is crucial for consistent contact.
He'll have them imagine they're sticking the club head into the ground and then pulling it back up through impact.
So instead of just swinging through the ball,
It's more like you're sweeping it up.
in a way, yes.
But the key is to avoid a conscious scooping motion. The feeling of sticking the club head into the ground activates certain muscles, helping you naturally maintain that crucial spine angle.
Fascinating.
It sounds like he's really tapping into those subconscious natural movements we were discussing earlier.
Exactly.
He's not fighting against your body's natural tendencies.
He's working with them to help you unlock your true golfing potential.
It's a whole new way of thinking about golf instruction.
It's refreshing to hear someone say, hey, your swing might look a little different, but that's okay.
Let's figure out how to make IT work for you.
It is.
And that brings up an important point. Rawls and Cheatham both emphasized.
They believe the golf instruction world often gets caught up in fixing what looks different or unorthodox.
Instead of understanding why someone might be moving that way,
Instead of trying to fit everyone into the same mold.
they're encouraging golfers to embrace their individuality.
Precisely.
They want golfers to be curious about their own swings.
Don't just blindly accept what someone tells you. Ask why. Why am I slicing the ball?
Why does my back hurt after a round?
Become a student of your own game.
Understand the mechanics behind the movement.
That's empowering.
Exactly.
Once you have that understanding,
You can experiment with different drills and techniques to see what clicks for you.
it's like they're saying, don't be afraid to be different.
Embrace what makes your swing unique.
And don't be afraid to find a coach who embraces that philosophy as well.
Someone willing to meet you where you are and help you build a swing that's both effective and authentically yours.
Because golf should be fun.
Right.
And it's a lot more fun when you're swinging freely and confidently without trying to contort yourself into some impossible ideal.
Couldn't agree more.
As we wrap up our deep dive into swing archetypes,
I'm left with this thought. What if we've been approaching golf instruction all wrong?
what if, instead of trying to eliminate variations in swings,
We embrace them.
what if those variations are actually the key to unlocking a whole new level of performance for each individual golfer?
It's a powerful thought.
And it makes me wonder, what else are we overlooking in the pursuit of the perfect golf swing?
That's a question I hope you'll continue to explore as you refine your own game.
Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all solution in golf.
Embrace your individuality.
Work with your body's natural tendencies and never stop exploring.
This has been eye-opening.
Thanks for guiding us through this deep dive.
My pleasure.
Always happy to talk about a subject I'm passionate about.
And to all our listeners out there,
Grab your clubs.
head to the range and experiment.
Remember, the perfect swing isn't about mimicking someone else.
It's about discovering and unleashing the powerful, unique swing that's already within you.
Until next time.
Happy swinging.